Hey guys, Seeker here. Yeah, I'm doing a video, and pretty much the purpose of this video is to talk about a subject that Pillar and I were discussing last night. Pretty much a subject that really, from what I recall, hasn't really been discussed here on UG, but needs to be addressed. Another thing, before I get into the topic, I wanted to bring up the fact that another thing that Pillar and I discussed and agreed, and I would think that most of you guys agree as well, is that we feel we've done a pretty good job here of keeping people well informed. Those who come on here looking for answers and in hopes of doing the right thing, and us guiding them correctly, and anybody looking for help, the fact that we do a pretty good job in trying to keep guys from pretty much screwing themselves up, especially when it comes to AAS, but also assistance and guidance in training, dieting, and anything else related to what our board is really all about. But having said that, I wanted to talk about something that, has been, we hear about all of the guys on the board who, we talk about those who do, who are on TRT. We talk about those who are on Cruise and Blast. And then we talk about those who cycle, who, they time on, time off, they do their PCT, they think they're doing the right thing, which they are. But let me make something clear to you guys, where I feel that that really needs to be touched upon, especially those guys who are young. Doesn't matter whether you're in mid-20s, okay, even if you're in your 30s, and you just want to experiment with a few cycles, just to enjoy being a little jacked, and you got your diet down, you got your training down, you've done your research, you know what to do, how much to do, you know about the AIs, you know about PCT, you know about getting bloods, you've got it all worked out, and you think you're going to run for a few years, and you're going to enjoy yourself doing this, and you'll be okay when you tell yourself, well, I'm done, I don't need to do this anymore. Let me explain something to you guys. I've seen a few posts in the past recently here where guys will come on and they're looking for advice or looking for answers because they've run a few cycles, and they felt like they've always recovered, and all of a sudden, they're having a hard time recovering even after PCT, and they're trying to wonder why. Guys, let me give you some reality check here. You run enough cycles, enough decent-sized cycles, where you're doing a combination of compounds, and you do enough, decent amount of dosages, you're going to get to the point to where PCT just isn't going to work anymore. It's done. You've gone beyond the point of no return, man. Your body is only going to take so much before PCT just is useless. I know this. I know guys who have reached that point. I know guys who are reaching that point now. And it's you guys got to think about this, especially those who think that you're going to, you're in your mid-20s, and you're like, oh man, I want to get jacked. I'm going to run a few cycles. I know I got all my research down. I've done everything I needed to do. I'll run a few cycles and then I'll just, that's it. I'll be done. Well, no, you're not going to be done. You run enough cycles, PCT ain't going to work no more. You're now a TRT guy for life. You guys got to think about that. You got to think about, where do you want to be 10 years from now? Do you think you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life? Are you ready to commit? You think you're going to run just a few cycles and all of a sudden you're going to come off and you're going to recover and everything's going to be back to normal? No, it's not. I knew this a long time ago when I first started. I knew that I was going to run this lifestyle pretty much till the end of my days. I knew this. You know, my whole life I've been around guys who've worked out. I've been around bodybuilders most of my life. You know, I mean, I pretty much knew from the beginning this was going to be my lifestyle. So I knew what I was getting myself into. I think, you know, I'm not going to speak directly for Pillar, but Pillar knew too that he knew what was going to happen. You know, so don't think, you know, and especially some of you guys who walk around thinking, you know, you're normal. You're not. You know, bloods are very important, guys. You guys got to do these. I know a lot of you guys are in states where you can't do private labs, but you got to figure something out, man, because you're never going to have your answers until you get those bloods. I mean, I reached the point, obviously, a long time ago, where after, you know, 5 or 6 big cycles, I was done. And I don't care how hard I tried to recover. You're never going to get back to normal. You just aren't. And I remember having this conversation, as a matter of fact, with Pinky a while back. When he, you know, after he did his first cycle and he wanted to do more, he wanted to do that second long cycle, and I talked to him. I said, look, man, you're in your early 20s, you're in your mid-20s. You got your whole life ahead of you. Is this what you think you're going to do for the rest of your life? You know, are you going to leave this lifestyle for the rest of your life? In 10 years from now, do you still think you're going to be training heavily every day, hanging out on boards? You know, I mean, think about it, man. Think about it. You run a few cycles, there's going to be no turning back. So guys, let me just say this. Think about not only what you want to experience now, the joy of, you know, running some juice, getting jacked, thinking that, you know, down the road you'll be fine. No, I hate to say this, guys. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not going to be fine, but don't think that down the road, after running a few cycles, you don't have to worry about cruising and blasting or being on TRT, because you're going to get to that point to where it's over. You're not going to recover anymore. You're going to have to go on TRT. You run 4 or 5 large cycles and PCT just isn't going to work anymore. Think about that, guys. Later.